CW starts now.
Thanks for joining us tonight at 10 o'clock. I'm Devontae McKenneth. Christine Cruz is off. It's the last hurrah for summer this Labor Day weekend with lots of sunshine in the forecast. The Piedmont Triad and the North Carolina coast couldn't ask for better weather, but we do have a warning if you're headed off to the beach by chance. Idalia, of course, long gone, but officials say it's still not safe to swim in the ocean. Red no swimming flags are flying along the Outer Banks tonight from Duck all the way down to Ocracoke. Monica Casey shows us how people are making the best of a holiday weekend without going into the ocean.
I felt really relieved, like really relieved.
Elizabeth Garner works the front desk at the Surfside Hotel. She's glad the remnants of Idalia are out to sea, but her job now includes warning tourists about the rough water.
We tell them not to swim and how dangerous rip currents are, and we actually have it printed out in the office. Like, it's really dangerous to swim right now.
We didn't see anyone in the water today, just a couple of four-legged friends splashing in the surf.
I am here with Mia and Parker and my husband Roy, and we are here from Maryland for the weekend.
Lisa Ponton isn't letting the water warning ruin her holiday.
It's a little wild. We probably won't be getting in the water.
It's not only rip currents to watch for. A state advisory warns against swimming in coastal waters impacted by the storm because of the possibility of harmful bacteria. Angela Fry and her family weathered the storm on Thursday, and they're enjoying one last dry beach day before heading home.
This is our special place. Like I said, we've been coming for years, and now we get to share it with our son, and it's always a great time for us this time of year.
Highway 12 is clear and passable, ready for the holiday travelers heading to the beach.
That was Monica Casey reporting tonight. Here are some safety tips if you decide to enjoy a dip in the ocean somewhere. Take a close look at the waves. If they look a little brown, things may not be safe, especially if you see sand getting kicked up. Make sure you are in front of a staffed lifeguard tower and stay in waist deep water where you can firmly touch the bottom at all times. Steer clear of piers and jetties because the currents could easily toss you right into a riptide. New tonight, an update on the search for a tractor trailer involved in a crash that left 2 people dead and 3 others injured. It involved 5 motorcycles and happened around 11 o'clock this morning on Highway 220 near Williams Road. That's in Madison. Investigators were searching for this tractor trailer. They say they believe its tarp was raised and hit a power line, pulling it down and splitting that pole in half. The tarp and the frame was also ripped off and landed right into the roadway. Troopers believe the motorcyclist crashed while trying to avoid hitting it. The driver of the tractor trailer never stopped. And new tonight, Highway Patrol says they have since found the tractor trailer and are now working to identify the carrier and its driver. Today marked the 3rd time this week that Alamance County school leaders met with county commissioners. They are still working to figure out how to fund mold cleanup in nearly 2 dozen schools. 5 of those schools tested positive for toxic mold. Louis Tran takes us inside that meeting.
We're in crisis mode at this point.
With only a few days left before the new school year, Alamance Burlington school system is working overtime to clean its schools with mold.
We feel good about this progress. You know, we are adamant that we really want to get schools open on Tuesday, and we might have to go to a plan B at this point because obviously it's a race against the clock.
As of Friday, the county commissioners approved a total of $17 million to fix this. Right now, 5 schools have toxigenic mold, 13 schools have been cleared, and 25 schools are going through remediation. 2,000 workers are trying to resolve this.
That's going to take some time. That's not going to happen overnight. To clean those HVAC systems down to the coil, really, and to the compressors even.
But the work doesn't stop there. District leaders are also focused on future plans around maintenance and prevention, making sure that this issue does not spread again.
Some of these issues have been ongoing for many years, may have been overlooked, and we want to do something about it now. So that's where we are, that's the reality, and we're going to make sure that our students are in healthy learning environments.
Louis Tran reporting this Friday. The company that's in charge of the mold cleanup is based out of Raleigh. More than 300 workers are tackling the schools with around 2,000 more on standby. They're working up to 16 hours each day to get schools mold-free so the first day of classes can begin bright and early on Tuesday. Tonight, the Stokes County Schools consolidation discussion continues. The most recent plan includes closing London, Pinnacle, and Lawsonville elementary schools, building a new King Elementary School, and keeping the middle and high schools as is. Ahead of this new school year, we spoke with Stokes County School Superintendent. Dr. Brad Rice says between the aging of the buildings and the cost to rebuild, something has to be done.
Our facilities are getting older, and not making a plan is failing to plan. So our Board of Education has taken a 2-year process right now to look at our facilities, our enrollment, projected enrollments, to make sure that we're our best situated moving forward for the next 5 to 15 years.
Now, the Stokes County Board of Education has a work session coming up on Tuesday. It begins at 4:30 that afternoon in Danbury. Firefighters have a message for you tonight if you plan to cook out over the holiday weekend. It comes after the Burlington Fire Department responded to an outbuilding fire earlier today. It happened on North Sellers Mill Road. Officials say a woman was cooking with an outdoor deep fryer in the outbuilding when that fire started. Flames quickly overtook the building and the woman suffered burns while trying to escape. Officials urge that if you use any type of cooking appliance, follow those guidelines and recommendations for where and how to use it. As we head into the Labor Day holiday weekend, a new government jobs report released today gives us a closer look at who is working, who's not working, and what that could mean for the interest rates you're paying. Emily Schmidt breaks down the numbers tonight from Washington.
Labor Day weekend has a holiday reputation with a work-based history. And this Labor Day weekend, the White House touted new job data.
America is now one of the strongest job-creating periods in our history.
Friday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics released numbers showing 187,000 new jobs added in August. Unemployment, rising to 3.8%, was a bit higher than expected. The numbers come as the Federal Reserve weighs whether to continue to raise interest rates to curb inflation.
This is a good jobs report. This is what you'd want to see if you're looking for a soft landing.
The jobs report says nearly 63% of the population are part of the workforce, the highest since the pandemic started.
People are coming off the sidelines, getting back to their workplaces. Job satisfaction is higher than it's been in 36 years.
The president credited so-called Bidenomics, even though a CNN poll released in early August found 63% of Americans disapproved of the president's handling of the economy. Friday's job report showed 17,000 jobs lost during ongoing Hollywood strikes. Transportation and warehousing lost the most jobs of any industry. But across the country,
we do need drivers.
Jobs are available.
I think when someone sees a big giant yellow bus and 50 kids in the back, it's very intimidating.
They're hoping for recruits to take a place in next month's jobs report. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
Right now at 10 o'clock, big changes in college sports. The ACC Board of Directors voted this morning to add Cal, Stanford, and SMU to the league starting next year. With the additions of these 3 new schools, the ACC will expand from 15 to now 18. During the voting process, the league needed 12 of 15 members to vote yes. And just weeks ago, North Carolina, NC State, Florida State, and Clemson were all opposed to the league's expansion. And just last night, North Carolina's Board of Trustees released a statement furthering their opposition to this vote. And this, of course, a big change for the league. Lindsey Klein spoke with former Wake Forest basketball head coach Dave Odom about the history of the ACC and what this change could mean for the conference going forward.
It's going to be different, and hopefully it'll turn out for the better.
Former Wake Forest men's head basketball coach Dave Odom spent 12 seasons leading the Demon Deacons from 1989 to 2001. He remembers when the ACC first expanded back in 1990.
For me to judge how the expansion has gone would be wrong because I'm not on the inside and I don't know all the implications thereof. But from a fan standpoint, I have been against the expansion all along.
With the addition of Stanford University, the University of California, Berkeley, and Southern Methodist University, the Atlantic Coast Conference expands to include 18 teams.
Stanford and Cal Berkeley Both are sports that are premier sports nationally, but not in football and not in basketball. They're great in the non-rev sports and the women's sports. And so I don't know that that helps the ACC.
He believes one thing to look at across the board is separating college football from other sports.
Let basketball stand alone, let football stand alone, and let the two sports together collectively help the money trickle down to the non-rev sports.
The ACC has expanded a few times over the years, including in 2003 when both the University of Miami and Virginia Tech were added into the conference.
Both with the promise that it would make football in the league better. It hasn't done that.
Odom says only time will tell how this most recent expansion will impact the conference.
Supposedly, they're going to help our football and our national reputation. There's no way to project that. It will bring in a little more money, I would assume, but still, I don't know that it's going to help the prestige of the ACC across the country.